In the last video, we talked about the gold basic strategies and what to look for. In this video, we're going to continue those topics and what we went over in that video. Remember, subscribe, like this video, and comment for more. In this video, we're going to be talking about some of the things that we talked about in part 1 and adding on to it: market timing, candlestick patterns, and tying in some of the other stuff we spoke about in the part 1 video. Comment on this video to see more content like this, and remember to subscribe. Market timing. It's very important to know when you're trading and looking for your entries at certain times in the market and not be random with it. Gold is going to give us a lot of good entries in the London or New York session. So I'm very focused on those sessions a lot for looking for potential entry points on gold for either break and retest around the whole numbers like we talked about in the first video. We have some good reactions on gold. Now, if we look at the time this is happening at, gold drove up here to 2060. It also did another drive up to 2060 another day around the same time. This is something that I call market timing, because a lot of times gold is going to reverse the London session direct. We can see how gold drove up this day, but shortly into New York open, we had a big reversal around the 2060 level. And then if we look when we came back to that again, we had a big drive up around the 2060 level and we had a rejection here. Now this rejection actually formed a candlestick pattern, right? One of the most common candlestick patterns that's called the shooting star, bearish pin bar formation. When we find these zones on gold, we like to watch and see if the market can react in our zone like a support or resistance. Candlestick patterns give you support and resistance, which is giving us like a doji and a bit of a shooting star. So we can see candlestick pattern on the 1 hour chart. Also right around the whole number, 2060. Market timing, New York session. So it's a good time to be looking for volume in the market, looking for an entry. I don't look for entries on gold in the afternoon when London session's finishing or when New York session's almost done. I like to look for entries early into New York or early into London session, or even a little bit before the sessions start. It's better to look for entries in your sessions when there's volume in the market and not be kind of random at the afternoon hours or the later evening hours. Having a strategy and information about the Forex market is amazing and great, but seeing someone else operate and having a mentor and watching them operate their strategy live is a totally different way to learn and cut your learning curve. If you guys want to see what I do live and see me operate, analyze live, it's a much more efficient way to learn. You can see even here another example of where market timing comes into play. London session, we can see gold was driving up, and then London session formed a nice reversal pattern. Again, the same one that we just talked about actually, around that 2035 area. So if we look at 2035, we can see that area was important for gold. There was some reactions off of there. 2035, almost creating a lot of support and resistance, a lot of volume around that 2035 area. So that goes back to whole numbers. We can look for candlestick patterns around our whole numbers if we have these zones marked up. So you can see here actually a great candlestick formation, shooting star, bearish pin bar. But it's also formed in that zone around the 2035, and it's happening around London session. You get your candlestick formation in London session, right? That's where I like to look for my entries. You can even see the same candle. Let me clear this up a bit so we don't have so much drawing on the chart. You can see around that 2035 area the next day. So here we have 1 day, shooting star formation. There's different candlestick patterns, guys. There's your most common candlestick patterns. And if you watch some of the other content we have here on the YouTube, the candlestick videos, you can learn more about candlestick patterns there. These are also some of the things that I teach my students on a weekly basis. If you guys want to learn more about this in depth, be sure to reach out. There's a lot that we teach on this on a daily basis in our academy. London session, candlestick pattern. So we have whole number, we have the market timing, we have London session, we have the whole number, and we have the candlestick patterns kind of all tying in together here. And you can see how the market created some nice bearish movement here and here off of that before reversing. If you notice, there's 2 reversals here for support down at the bottom that I put kind of around 2015, 2020 area. You can see we bounced here. That was around New York session, 8, 9, 10 in the morning. And then even the market came back, took out that low, and then around again, 11, 12. So a little bit more into New York session around 11 o'clock in the morning, market made the same move. So it's important to pay attention to your market timing, guys, if you're looking for good entries in the market. You want to be patient. Whole numbers help. Tying a lot of these things in together can help you out. If you look at gold this morning, there was a nice break of this low. The market did, and then we pulled back to it before going down more. The same thing could happen maybe even one more time. We have this low broken out. We could maybe pull back to it, but we could tie the things in together that we've talked about now. So let's just say we had another setup on gold. Let's pretend the strategy here, show you guys everything kind of put together here. So we have a breakdown in market structure. Gold's been dropping. We could possibly look for a pullback to that 2035 area because we can see some previous support and resistance there. So the market could potentially react there. But what could we wait for? We could wait to time it. We could look to see, okay, is the market here London session or is the market here New York session? Not at a random any given time. We could also watch for candlestick patterns to form around that area. We could look for rejection around that area if the market comes up to it. All right, so this is what I like to do when I have setups. I like to wait for the market to potentially come up to my area, time it, look for market timing, pay attention. Am I in the London session? Am I in the New York session? And then wait for my candlestick patterns to form around my area. That's where I know I got a much higher probability scenario for the market to continue dropping from my zone and continue in the trend. That's gonna conclude this video, guys, on our gold basic strategy training. If you guys like this video, be sure to comment and subscribe for more. I'll see you guys in the next video.